In this video, I'll be going over how we scaled our agency to $10,502 per month within 60 days. We were able to scale our agency to roughly 10,502 USD using the exact same systems that I'm going to be sharing with you. I'm going to try and keep this video as brief as possible with as much as actionable steps, packed into this so that you can use this as a reference or guide to, go ahead and scale your own agency. With that being said, let's get started. Now, if we look at the steps involved in, scaling an agency, the first challenge you have is you don't have clients and you need more clients. So you're thinking, okay, I need more clients. I need to get more clients so that I can get more revenue in the business so I can get a, decent profit. So that's the first thing you need to solve for. And for that, you need sales calls. You need a full sales pipeline. That's the first challenge that needs to be solved. That's the first milestone that needs to be achieved, right? And for that milestone to be achieved, we need to first figure out these four primary components. Who are we targeting? And what type of messaging we're going to be deploying to these people, right? That is, this is going to be our ICP. Right, we figure out the ICP first, and then we pretty much structure our messaging based on that ICP. And once we have structured our messaging, we then need to figure out, okay, what channels of acquisition am I going forward into first? And then how am I going to set up the infrastructure? And then how am I going to ensure that I book a shit ton of appointments at the end of the day and I'm able to close a decent percentage of them? Those are the components that you need to figure out. But before you go ahead and do all this, you need to first solve for 1 and 2, which is figuring out your ICP and then figuring out what your messaging is going to look like. So that phase, this whole phase is called as, 1 and 2 is called as acquiring message market fit, according to me, right? That's what I call it. Now, we use cold outbound, right? We use automated AI-based cold outbound systems to first allow us to identify message market fit first. It makes no sense to deploy an offer that's not cold traffic friendly onto paid ads, then waste a bunch of ad spend, right? Of course, if you got a little bit more of a budget that you can work around with, of course, go ahead, start with paid ads first itself, but begin, right, as an agency owner, you need to, I would recommend using cold outbound to first allow us to identify message market fit first. Figure out whether the offer that you have resonates with your ideal client profile. Now, we use AI to first find out who you want to target, right? You also determine that based on your experiences, your preferences, and so on as well. Your case studies, testimonials, and things like that, or what type of sales assets you have. You use all of that to decide what ICP you're going after first, and then you use your own hypothesis about the target market, your ICP, and you use the offer creation formula that we have to create first set of offers and outbound copy, right? Now, outbound allows us to figure out whether our offer is working or not quite cost effectively, right? You don't need to spend thousands of dollars on ads to just find out whether your offer resonates or not. Let's not do that. Now, of course, ads are where we want to go, but first let's start with outbound, right? Like I mentioned before. We create the first set of offers and outbound copy based on this, and then we test it using our AI-leveraged outbound engine. The ones that get the most resonance in terms of number of positive replies and meetings generated, well, we double down on it. That's what we do. That's how this phase works, right? It sounds quite simple, but you need to be able to build out the infrastructure first in an effective manner so that your domains don't get burned, your inboxes don't get burned, you're not landing in spam. You need to ensure all of that, right? And here's how cold email works, for example, right? You buy a bunch of domains, You buy 2 inboxes per domain, right? I suggest you buy 2 inboxes per domain. A lot of people agree with me on this. And if you have 10 domains and you buy 2 inboxes per domain, that means you have 20 inboxes in total. And that means you can send up to 30 emails per day per inbox. So in total, you'll be able to send around 600 emails per day in total, right? Your daily sending capacity is 600 per day. Now, here's how the ROI would look on cold outbound, assuming you're sending 600 emails per day. Now, the reason why you're seeing 3,000 is because the calculations have been exact. Now, what has happened is here is 1.20, right? You had to round it to the lower value, so it's not going to be 1.2. You can't close 1.2 deals. So you're going to assume it's one deal, right? When you round it off. So you're going to be getting a total deal value closed of 2,500. You've spent around $180. Let's say you had other team costs and you need to spend $600 on VAs, data, and so on. So your ROI is still 384.62%, right? If you are sending out 600 emails per day. 384% is roughly a 4x ROI, 3x ROI to 4x ROI, right? It's a 3.84x ROI to be exact, right? But you're tripling your money, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And you can use this ROI calculator to experiment with how your return on investment will look like. You can toy around with a couple of variables here. The ones marked in yellow, don't change them, right? Because they are formulas. So let's say you send out double that, right? What is going to happen is you're going to double your return on investment. And let's say you're able to, improve the positive reply rate. Let's say you're getting one out of every 200 outreaches to, give you a positive reply. For every 200 emails you send out, for every 200 outreaches you send, you're getting one lead. So that means your positive reply rate is 0.5%. That's going to significantly increase your ROI. It's doubled your return on investment. So you're making way more money. You're making a 10x return on investment. Of course, you're not going to be closing 4.80 deals. Let's say you close 4 deals. That means you made 10K. You made 10K. For you to get these types of metrics, right, where your close rate is 20%, the positive reply rate is 1 out of 200 or 0.5%, and your meeting booking rate is 20%, you need to optimize your cold email systems properly, which is what we help you do. You need to leverage a lot of AI here as well. Now, if you're sending more emails, of course, let's say you have to double this and you have to spend double the amount of money, you're still making a 7.69x return on investment. You spend $1,560 to get back 10,000 USD, which is a really good return on investment, in my opinion. That you have a machine that's pretty much 7xing your money. So that's how the return on investment on cold email and cold outbound, provided you leverage it properly, works. Now, when it comes to scaling message market resonance, now first we used outbound to validate our offer, and we used it to figure out whether it resonates, our offer that is resonates with the market or not. Once we figure out an offer that resonates with our market, the offer that is performing the best, what we do is we just increase the infrastructure, we just scale the cold outbound system so you're getting more meetings booked plus close deals as well. And to look at the overview of how the whole system functions or the whole infrastructure functions, this is how it would look like, right? So you're sending 1,000 plus emails a day. You're getting positive replies every single day, opt-ins. You either book meeting directly via email, or you enrich phone number, forward lead to CRM, and then you enroll in conversion plus nurturing flows so that you can book them onto a meeting further down the road. But of course, we take the people who have booked meetings with us directly via email as well, and we put them into the conversion plus nurturing flows as well, a separate conversion and nurturing flow, so that we can upsell them later down the road as well. So this is how the core outbound system works. Now, provided we have a few closed deals and we have some cash in the bank, what we will be doing is we will be also deploying a paid ads funnel. To scale this funnel, right, you simply increase ad spend, right? That's how it will work. What you need to do is, a lot of people know how a BSL funnel works, right? Add, opt-in page, VSL with CTA to book a call, schedule page is calendar, thank you page, and then you got the nurture mechanisms that include email plus SMS flow, or flows, and then you got webinars, newsletters, community, appointments to dial the leads and book them into a meeting, all this, right? So yeah, that's how a paid ads funnel would work. A new funnel that has been deployed nowadays is, I see Kai, Bax, Mortal, Gordon, and guys like them deploying this funnel. We are testing this funnel as well. Is you get an ad, you go no opt-in, right? You straight to ESL or a presentation deck. Basically, you could call it a PSL, or Montel called it a CSL, right? Canvas sales letter. I call it a presentation sales letter. And then you move them to the book a call page, and then you go to thank you page. Pretty much that's how the flow operates here. That's a variant that people are deploying nowadays, which we are testing as well. Now, again, to scale the funnel, you just need to increase the ad spend, and you need to optimize each component here. Okay, how can I optimize the opt-in page? How can I optimize the VSL? If I have a CSL or a presentation deck there, how can I improve the presentation deck? How can I make thank you page better? How can I make my nurture mechanisms better? Things like that, right? You optimize every single core component, but of course, treat it like a scientific experiment. Keep everything controlled and optimize one variable at a time, right? So to summarize, you use outbound to validate the first set of offers, and then take the best ones and then scale them via both paid ads and cold outbound. And then you implement lead conversion plus management systems to maximize conversions. Using that, you book a shit ton of meetings, and then you close deals and you collect that cash. That's how we did it. We also did a lot of PMs as well, right, to generate pipeline. So keep that in mind. And yeah, I hope this video was useful. With that being said, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.